We're the Canadian Counseling and Psychotherapy Association, a national and bilingual association celebrating 50 years of support for mental health and wellness in Canadian society. C'est avec beaucoup de fierté que nous rendons hommage à notre mission de longue date de répondre aux besoins de nos membres et des personnes auxquelles ils dispensent des services, tandis que le visage de la profession ne cesse de changer et d'évoluer. Founded in 1965 as the Canadian Guidance and Counseling Association, early members were primarily those working in the areas of school counseling, counselor education, and human resources. Special interest and region-based chapters were formed as members began to identify themselves with specific niche areas within the broader association. En 1967, l'association lançait sa revue savante, maintenant appelée Revue canadienne de counseling et de psychothérapie, la plus ancienne du genre au Canada. L'année suivante, l'association publiait un bulletin trimestriel qui porte aujourd'hui le nom de Cognica et en 2005, un bulletin pour les étudiants. In the 1980s, the issues of identity, public protection, and enhanced professionalism led the association to develop a national certification process, which included a code of ethics, standards of practice, an ethics review committee, and a registrar. Practitioners who successfully met and maintained the CCPA national certification criteria were permitted to define themselves as Canadian Certified Counselors, CCC. In 2011, the certification program was expanded to include certification of clinical supervisors, with the first members receiving their CCC-S designation 2 years later. En 1999, l'association comptait 1800 membres issus de divers milieux de travail. L'organisme a alors changé son nom pour Association canadienne de counseling ou ACC et embauché son premier directeur administratif. In 2002, the association launched an accreditation program for counseling education programs in Canada. With 3,500 members in 2009, CCA became the Canadian Counseling and Psychotherapy Association, CCPA, to be more welcoming to the diversity of practitioners engaged in psychotherapeutic and counseling-specific services. As the national voice of counseling in Canada, CCPA began spearheading major research projects that invited pan-Canadian participation, which resulted in support networks of practitioners across the country. For example, CCPA played a pivotal role in an initiative that was funded by the Canadian government through HRSDC to ensure that appropriate tools and supporting materials for the counseling and psychotherapy profession had a national consensus before being publicly available. En 2012, l'ACCP a lancé un site web conçu tout spécialement pour les membres du public afin de les aider à comprendre le rôle que peuvent jouer le counseling et la psychothérapie dans leur vie et à trouver l'aide dont ils ont besoin. Between 2012 and 2014, the CCPA Executive Committee and Board of Directors took action on the importance of inclusivity in the board structure and membership. As a result of consultation with various Indigenous leaders, the appointment of CCPA's first Indigenous director was confirmed in May of 2014. Our history and our future are stronger because of the ongoing professional commitment of our members, our association presidents, boards of directors, chapter executives, committee chairpersons, journal editors, committee members, and the many volunteers who commit their energy to keeping CCPA relevant and ever-evolving. La valeur accordée par l'ACCP aux activités de promotion, de recherche et de perfectionnement professionnel, notamment les webinaires et les congrès nationaux, favorise la stabilité d'une profession unifiée qui reflète la diversité culturelle, linguistique et contextuelle du Canada. Successive presidents and board members have ensured that the direction of the association is one driven by grassroots needs and practical application.
CCPA in its services and activities touch every aspect of what's important to the practice in our profession. So I can't think of a better place to be. It's very relevant for me, very important.
Bref, en 1994, je suis devenue membre de l'ACCP pour la première fois et depuis, j'ai vécu une expérience hors pair dans la famille de l'ACCP. J'ai adoré travailler sur des projets, J'ai rencontré des gens extraordinaires, j'ai assisté à des colloques à travers le Canada, donc dans chaque province. Alors ça m'a donné une opportunité pour visiter, rencontrer et apprendre beaucoup.
I saw a real need right across Canada to work together rather than keeping to boundaries of districts and provinces. And David, what prompted you to become involved?
Well, my first memories with CCPA had to do with your involvement and our household involvement. Things like counting ballots in elections in the basement of the Garneau Theatre.
So I began to get involved. I began to go to the conferences. I began to read some of the work by the people who were members of CCPA. And then all of a sudden, there was this warmth. There was this incredible embrace of, welcome to our family. We're all in this together. We're all here to help.
I really to value the incredible commitment of the people connected with the association and the people the association serves.
Ce que j'ai pu retenir de mon expérience comme président, c'est qu'on peut réaliser des choses si on travaille en équipe. L'importance de travailler en équipe.
I learned a lot about the role of a leader in working with Marcel, for example, Marcel Monette, and the need to be thinking ahead and always thinking about what's in the best interests of the organization.
You learn a lot more from your directors than they learn from you. So I really felt that it was something that really helped me to grow because their talents were just phenomenal.
I've learned to respect and value what we're all about, and that is, we're here for members.
I see it as a time really of opportunity as well as challenge, and it's going to be a pretty exciting time because I think there'll be many, many changes over the next 5 years.
Après 50 ans, l'association regroupe aujourd'hui 5300 membres et elle continue de grandir. With established links with statutory regulatory colleges across the country, strong communication and support networks, and a cohesive membership, the association continues its work as an advocate for the profession and the national voice of counselling and psychotherapy in Canada. The Canadian Counselling and Psychotherapy Association, 50 years strong. L'Association canadienne de counseling et de psychothérapie, riche de 50 ans d'histoire.